Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Suakri Ted, and I am a face-to-face representative from EF Educational Tours. I would like to thank you for coming to the Group Leader Seminar on this fine Saturday morning. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to work at EF. International travel has made me who I am today. The first time I went on a plane, I was almost 2 years old. I left Boston, Massachusetts, and I landed in Düsseldorf, Germany. I lived there for a few years. We came back to Boston, did some schooling, and finished my last 2 years of high school in Ghana, West Africa. After high school, I did the proverbial going around London, going around Europe half the year, and the other half around West Africa. Did my 4 years of college, and then I moved to London. I love London, but I ran out of money, so I had to come back home to Boston. First thing I had to do was get a job. So I went on Google and I typed in education. I had been a summer school teacher before, and so that was something that I really liked. And I typed in travel, something else I was very passionate about. The first website that popped up was EF Educational Tours. I opened it up and it was literally calling my name. It encompassed everything that I held true. I applied right away, and thank goodness I got the position. Now, I could go on and on and on about how much I loved working at EF. I was a tour consultant for the first 2 years. I really enjoyed working with people who wanted to show their students the world, because that's what I believed in. I could go on, but we have a huge agenda today, and I would like to get into the actual seminar. We will have an experienced group leader, Mr. Smith, who's been traveling with EF for about 10 years now, and you'll be able to get an insider look on exactly what it means to be an EF group leader. I will talk to you about the ins and outs of EF, give you tools on how to start and maintain a successful tour, all the way to the benefits that you can reap from being a group leader. This picture here is actually a picture of the front of the US main headquarters in Cambridge, Massachusetts. When I first got the job at EF, I could see this big building with the blue letters EF from the train. I was like, wow, that's a beautiful big building. As I got closer, I saw this huge slab of concrete that was about 8 feet tall with really bad graffiti. I was like, why would they have, this big slab of concrete in front of this gorgeous building? Throughout the interview process, I found out that was a piece of the Berlin Wall. And it dawned on me that every day and every time a person walks into EF, they are reminded of our mission, because this wall is a clear, direct correlation to our mission, which is to break down the barriers of language, culture, and geography through the inspiration of the next generation of global citizens. Many of you are here to learn more about educational tours, which are our short-term international tours geared towards high school students. What you might not know is that we have 14 subsidiaries as well as nonprofit organizations. We have Smithsonian, which is our domestic tours. We are proud to say that we just sent over 6,000 students to the inauguration of our 44th president, and we are very proud of that. We also have international language schools. You can learn in all over the world 1 to 7 different languages. We also have college study tours, which is geared to our college students, and that has a higher academic focus. Does anybody know what Educational Tour EF actually stands for? Anyone? It means education first, and we have pride in that. I am a firm believer that with time comes more experience. We've been around for over 40 years. We have hundreds of offices and schools in over 50 countries. I'm talking about our worldwide presence because it shows our number one priority, which is safety and security. We hold this very seriously. I have a small story. In the summer of 2005, the London bombings occurred. London is a very popular destination. A lot of people will fly there. As soon as it happened, within 20 minutes, we had a head count of every participant in and around the London area. The tour directors, who I'll talk about later on in this presentation, called the London office. The London office then called our US headquarters in Cambridge, and we then called each and every parent even waking some of them up to let them know that their children were safe. For the people who were in London, in the cities, the tour directors rerouted them to other hotels so they could feel safe. We gave them alternate forms of transportation. There were some groups that were coming in to London from other major cities. We gave them the option of staying in that city or rerouting them to a different city. There were people also flying from home, from the States, flying in that day into London, and we gave them choices as well. They could stay and wait it out and go when they felt safe, or we could send them to another destination. I'm not telling you the story to frighten you. I'm telling you the story to show the confidence that we have in our worldwide presence to take care of situations, any situations that may arise. This story is near and dear to me because I actually flew to London on an EF tour, England, Ireland, and Wales, the day after the bombing. I was able to witness firsthand the tour director's ability to change the itinerary, change transportation, and change where the students were staying at the drop of a dime without missing a beat. It was amazing to see. I know that safety and security is really important to us, but I was able to see it firsthand. Now that I already told you a little bit about our mission, I want to tell you a little bit about our goal right now. Our goal is to make educational travel as accessible and affordable to as many students as possible. Now, how do we do that? There are two variables: consolidations and flights. So what is consolidation? Consolidation is just a fancy word for combining groups together to fit on one tour bus. Now, a tour bus in Europe can be between about 1,000 euros to 2,000 euros per day. If you have a small group of 6, that's a lot of money, and this tour is not going to be accessible and affordable to all your students. So we want to fill the bus. It could be a bus of 49. If you get 49 people on that bus, each person is paying a very small amount of money. That is what's keeping our tours so affordable. Why do we do this? So more people can travel. Another good thing about consolidation is that your students might be able to meet interesting other students from all around the United States as well as Canada. When I was a tour consultant, I worked in Texas. I had a group that was going to Paris. They're doing a Paris city stay, and they were combined with a group leaving from Washington, D.C. They went and met in Paris. The groups fell in love with one another. All the kids became fast friends, and at the airport when they're getting ready to leave, there were tears, email exchanges, phone number exchanges, when they finally parted, they realized that they really missed each other, and some of the students actually went to each other's proms in DC and in Texas. When I came, to this day, from what I can tell, those two schools are still traveling together to destinations. Now, you have a huge role to play in our consolidation. We're going to ask you for two things. We're going to ask you for flexible date range as well as similar tour options. Flexible date range means that for our winter and our spring tours, we're going to ask you for about 2 days on either side of your date to give us flexibility. We understand that you have only a certain amount of days for those vacations. If you want to leave on the 15th, we're going to ask you maybe, can you perhaps leave on the 14th? We're able to get everybody out on that date. It's about 1 or 2 days on either side. If you're going on if you're traveling on your summer tours, we're going to ask for about 4 days on either side for that date range. Please communicate with your tour consultant what days that you absolutely cannot fly on. If there is a graduation, if you cannot miss that one specific day of school, please let us know and we will do our best to work around